right, go good. Go get him, girls. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him, girls. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third match for Gamma, day 2 of the Show Me qualifier here in Kansas City. Taking in the hand slap line up and close and personal right before we get started. Starting lineups for your Kairos Gamma: Jade, Harper, Andrea across the front row. Ashby, Sydney, Maggie across the back row. Your libero will be Addie Bashi. They will be playing Adrenaline 14 Doug today. Looks like Adrenaline will be serving set 1. Serve received by Ashby over to Maggie to set up Jade on the opposite side. Adrenaline sends it over. Gamma sets it up in the middle for Harper. A little tip over. Adrenaline sets themselves up on their right side. Set long point Gamma. That should bring Molly in for Andrea, and Molly back to the service line. Molly starts it off. Adrenaline able to get the standing swing. Molly sends it up. Maggie sends it over to the opposite side. Ashby pushes it to the middle of the Adrenaline defense. Adrenaline sets it up on their right side, or their opposite side. Jade takes a swing on our right side into that block from Adrenaline to down point Adrenaline. That'll go ahead and tie it up 1-1 early in set 1. Adrenaline serve in the net, Gamma point. That'll bring Sydney in for Harper. Addison in for Sydney. Addison right back to the service line. Addie returns the point off the service fault to Adrenaline. 2-2. Molly, a great little up. Unfortunately, nobody there to go ahead and corral that second one. Point Adrenaline. Molly up. Maggie sets it up for Jade. Jade flying in with a kill. Kill attempt. Dug up. Swung around. Set up on the right side and a strong block point for Sydney. I'll tie it up 3-3. Jade will be replaced by Riley. Riley back to the service line here. Short serve corralled, set up on the right side. A huge swing out of their right side. Great dig by Addie. Sent over, but right back to Addie, and unfortunately unable to get up. Point Adrenaline. Addison high in the air to Riley. Riley sets middle. Right to Sydney with a cut shot off the right side of the block, down for a point. That'll bring Ashby back to the service line. Molly will step out in replace for Andrea. Ooh, let's see it. Adrenaline sets it up to the opposite side. Opposite block for Gamma. Causes the point, Gamma. Ashby with a strong serve. Unable to be handled. Down for the ace, Gamma. Gamma coming out firing hot. 6-4. The attempted short serve right into the net. Giving Adrenaline that point. Adrenaline doing some substitutions. 6-5 Gamma. Adrenaline serves. Addy over to Riley. Riley back set to Sydney. Nice hard cross-court shot. Doug set up to the right side and down for the opposite side for Adrenaline and down for a point kill. Ashby up to Riley. Riley back set to Sydney. Has to push it over. Oh, set back over to Ashby. Sets it up to Riley to the middle. Sydney off the block with a strong kill. That'll put Sydney back to the service line, and Harper will step into the front row. Libero goes out for a brief moment. Adrenaline sets it up on their right side, off the block, able to be corralled, set over to Riley, who sets up Harper in the middle for an off-the-block kill. Hey. Riley. Sydney, nice little, great serve. Looks like we're going to have a slow rolling ball in. That'll replay the point. No harm, no foul. Sydney gonna replay it. We're looking for the same type of style serve. This one goes hard off the hands of the Adrenaline defender and straight over and down for Gamma point. 9-6 Gamma early on in this first set. Sydney again, another ball rolling across, going to replay. Sydney getting all the service practice she needs here. Sydney starts us off again. Up the right side line. Able to corral, had to send it over. Ashby digs it up to Riley. Riley sets up Andrea off the block. Back row sends over a wild one, unable to be corralled for the setup. Point Gamma. That'll lead to an Adrenaline timeout. 10-6 Gamma. Two-fifths of the way here through the first set. Gamma holding up a 4-point lead. Also holding on to the service. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, after the game, this will be the last game here for Gamma for the day. Please continue to watch the Facebook page for times tomorrow. We'll be entering bracket play. Reset up for the timeout. We got Sydney serving. 10-6 Gamma. Strong serve. Set up to the middle. Off the block. Dug up by Ashby. Over to Riley. Riley to the middle with Harper with a smoking kill into the left corner. Gamma coming out heated in this first set. We like it. That was a fun little ace. Looks like right up that right side line, Sydney gets the touch off the attempted block. 12-6 Gamma. The Adrenaline running, sends it long, deep down the baseline of Adrenaline, giving them the point. 12-7. Addie will enter in for Sydney as a libero. That'll give Adrenaline a serve here. Addison straight up to Riley. Bump set up to the opposite side for Harper. Standing swing. Great track down by Ashby to the back row. A bump set from Riley. Flying in on the opposite side is Andrea. Attempted dig from Brewer in the back. Unable to get under it. Unable to pop it up for her teammates. Point Adrenaline. Adrenaline gets that point off the right side for them. Ashby sets it up. Serve receive. Over to the opposite side for Harper. Pushes it over. Got a little indecision here. Pushed it in the back right. Adrenaline sets it up on their opposite side. Sends it long. Point Gamma. That'll bring Maggie back to the service line. Riley and Jade will switch positions. As Jade enters in the front row. Maggie strong serve, just a bit deep. Point Adrenaline off the service area. Jade serve receive quickly over to Maggie. Maggie to the middle. Harper with a standing swing, unable to be corralled by the backcourt of Adrenaline, sent straight out. Point Gamma. Andrea will step out for Molly, who will then come straight to the service line. Just a drop serve to start. Big swing out of the opposite side for Adrenaline, right into the net. Point Gamma. Adrenaline maybe feel a little fatigued. They just played the game before ours. Opposite side swing for Adrenaline. Great dig. Unable to be tracked down by Ashby. That'll fall for the Adrenaline point. After a great little dig from Addie Bashy. She got it to pop up. Ashby could not track it down. Addie with the serve received to Maggie. Maggie sets up opposite side. Ashby with a swing off the block, then off of another hand, down for a kill. Eddie Bash, will come back to serve for Harper. Sweet lefty puts it in a high one here. Standing swing. Sets up our middle. Sydney takes control, down with the kill. Great assist by Maggie there. We'll bring Addie Bashy back for another serve. Lefty with a cheeky little float serve that Adrenaline is unable to get back up for the second one. Nice little ace for Addie Bashy. Well, that'll definitely lead to an Adrenaline timeout as the current score is 18-10 Gamma. Well through that first set here. Gamma looking to get out of here early. Go grab maybe some Kansas City barbecue. Sitting up currently 40 minutes behind schedule here. Gamma and Adrenaline are supposed to play at 6:30, but currently almost quarter after 7. Coming out of the timeout, 18 serving 10 here with Addie Bashy back at the service line. Addie with a strong drop serve, dug up, sent over, got a standing swing out of the opposite side for that. Tracked down by the back row of Gamma, sent over as a free ball. Adrenaline sets up the middle, the one-handed dig by Maggie. Some back and forth here. Up by Addie, swing on by Jade, right to the middle of the back row. Jade will step out and replaced by Riley, who will come set to serve. Unfortunately, right into the net. Service error leading to the point for Adrenaline. Adrenaline thankfully returns the favor, unable to get that top roll over the net. Point Gamma as it falls down. That'll bring Ashby to the service line, and Molly will step out in replace of Andrea in the front row. Strong serve to start. Adrenaline sets up their right side off the net and out long. Point Gamma. Ever popular chase the ball down now as it leaves the court. 21 serving 12 here, Gamma. Cheeky little down the right hand sideline ace out of Ashby. Bringing it 22-12. Gamma looking to keep the pressure on here.
I don't know if he has anything you can do, but my mom said it's super, super glitchy. She can't watch anything. I don't know if there's anything.
Yeah, we'll try. I think I upped the resolution, hoping it would be. And we might have to bring it back down.
Okay. Like, tell him, I'm like, I don't know if he can do anything, but I'll tell him.
I'll give it a shot. Awesome. All right, nice kill out of Andrea off the opposite side. Serve set up by Ashby. Playing catch-up after a conversation here. Adrenaline gets the point. It is currently 23-13 Gamma. Adrenaline's going to send the serve over. Taken and funneled to Riley from Ashby. Riley sets up Sydney. Strong right through the Adrenaline block. Adrenaline unable to get it back. That'll bring Sydney back to the service line and put Harper in the front row. Addie will step out for a second. Sydney right up the right sideline. Cross-court shot from the opposite side, down for a point, Adrenaline. Adrenaline starts to serve. Great dig out of Addie. However, does not lead to a Gamma point. Point Adrenaline. Adrenaline with the serve again. Sets up opposite side swing. Long from Harper. Point Adrenaline. Gamma looking to close out this first set here. Trying not to expel too much. Addie to Riley. Riley bump set to the right side. Andrea, corner shot. Dug up. Middle set right into the net from Adrenaline. Point Gamma. That'll be the first set. We're going to go ahead and stop the feed quick. If you're watching, it'll pop right back up with a second set. I'm going to go ahead and change the resolution. All right, hopefully I have you back here. I apologize that. Trying to give you some little bit of resolution. Being in the City Hall here, City Convention Center of Kansas City, kind of a cell phone signal suck here. We will work on updating that and the signal here. We will be right back to the starting lineup we have come to know and love. Jade, Harper, Andrea across the front row. Ashby, Sydney, Maggie across the back row. With Addie as the libero. Shout out to the sweet mother that was able to text their daughter, Andrea's grandmother, about the feed. I appreciate the feedback. We do this for you, so if it's not working, please let me know. Also want to give a shout out to Mama Caleb, the coach. He has informed me you enjoy tuning in and watching the games. We appreciate you tuning in and allowing your son to coach our girls. Thank you so very much. Kairos will be leading off. Maggie will be leading off the second set for Gamma serving. We are off. Adrenaline with the right side attack. Good little block. Kairos asking for the touch off our opposite side attack. Sent long by Andrea, unfortunately. Point Adrenaline. Jade up, Harper helps out, gotta get over. Maggie pushes it deep into the corner. Over set, taken care of, or sent down by Harper. Adrenaline able to reset. Harper up, over to Maggie. Maggie sets up Jade off the block. Adrenaline sends over a free ball. Ashby to Maggie. Maggie to the middle with Harper. A little cross court taken by Adrenaline. Setting up their right opposite side. Dig, great dig by Ashby Brewer. Swing and a block, point Adrenaline. I believe, I'm not going to lie, I did kind of look down and put in the stat. Let's see what happened. Loopy's serve taken by Ashby over to Maggie, set up in the middle, off the Adrenaline block, and back down on our side here for the point. Adrenaline point 3-0 here early. Adrenaline's starting to wake up a little. Kairos gonna handle the early storm. Another loopy swing serve taken by Jade to Maggie. Back set to Andrea on the right side. Handled, sent over to the opposite side. Gamma showing we got a block too. Harper sending that return to sender. Set it up here. Oh, Adrenaline able to find our middle. Adrenaline serves up by Addie to Maggie. Maggie sets up our opposite side Ashby right into the block and down. Current score 5-1. I apologize. 5-1. Adrenaline with the serve. Ashby up to Maggie. Backside to Harper. Pushes it deep corner. Adrenaline sets up the middle, right down Broadway with that one for a kill. Kairos going to go ahead and call an early timeout. Settle the girls, get them going here. Get them re-believing here. Adrenaline putting up an early storm. Gamma known for their grittiness and ability to fight back. Going to be tested here. Both teams starting to exit the huddles here. Kairos still playing a little bit of house money here. Ashby over to Maggie. Maggie back to Ashby. Adrenaline block gets us again. Kairos going to have to start adjusting with that bigger block out of Adrenaline. Ashby up. Maggie bump sets her. Ashby pushes it to the corner. Track down. Back set to the right side for Adrenaline. Dug up. Bump set out to our opposite side. Good swing. Up into the opposite side. One-handed dig out of... I apologize. One-handed dig out of Molly. That'll send it from the opposite side and down. Point Adrenaline. That'll take it 8-1 currently. 8-1 Adrenaline. Addie up over to Maggie. Maggie to the opposite side. Ashby with a tip over the block. We'll keep it on that right side. Adrenaline swing and a miss. Point Gamma. Addison will come in and take the serve for Harper. Sydney will enter into the front row. Giving Gamma a little height. Adrenaline running, forgetting what they got to do is hit it over 3 times. Point Gamma. Addie sends it over, got him running. Oh, big swing out of the opposite for Adrenaline down for their kill. Their 24 is pretty good out there on that opposite side. She's now back to the service line. We'll see how she does back there. Ball up for Molly to Maggie. Maggie sets up the side. Sydney with a little tip, with a little assist with Adrenaline. We'll get the point for Gamma. As 24 sends the one-handed swing wide out of the court. Riley will come back to serve for Jade. Starting it off with a clip in the net. Good one set in the middle for Adrenaline. Great one-handed pass over, dig out of Addie. Setting up our right side swing by Maggie. Up and down. Good kill for Maggie. Nice set for Riley. Riley starts it off. Adrenaline's setting up their right side. Easy tip. Set up our opposite side. Ashby takes a roll swing. Adrenaline saves it on their right, their opposite side. Good block out of Gamma. Addie there sets up to Riley to the middle, just over. Sydney have to push it over. Right side out of Adrenaline, sending it long, point Gamma. That'll keep Riley back at the service line here. Adrenaline sets a quick one in the middle. Riley sets it up. Addie sets up Maggie. Maggie pushes it to the far corner. Able to just outside, get the clip off the diving back row defender on Adrenaline. Down for a point. 7-9 Gamma trying to come back. Riley starts it off. Tip. The tip out of the opposite side for Adrenaline. Right through the hands of our two defenders. Point Adrenaline. Molly with a serve receive over to Riley. Riley with a great middle quick serve to Sydney. However, we're not going to get the friendly touch call. Point Adrenaline as Sydney sends it just long. Maggie with the serve receive over to Riley. Riley with a right side set to a cheeky little push out of Ashby for a push kill, if you call it that. Molly will exit. Andrea will enter in the front row. Current score 8-11. Gamma trailing. Ashby starts serve. Adrenaline setting up their opposite side. Doug set up into the middle for Gamma. Quick swipe out of Sydney. Great hustle play on Addie. Setting up our opposite side, Andrea, with a swinging kill right through the block. That'll bring Ashby back to the line with a current 9-7. This one finds the top of the net and can't pop back over, giving Adrenaline a point. 12-9 Adrenaline right now. Gamma looking to hang close, wait for their time to strike. Strong serve out of Adrenaline, unable to be popped high enough by Andrea on our opposite side. Point Adrenaline. Adrenaline with a little knuckle serve that floats long. Point Gamma. That'll bring Sydney back to the service line. Harper will roll right in for as the libero enters the front row. Sydney hard up the right side. Leaving that opposite side. Swing on an Adrenaline picked up by Gamma. Set up to our opposite side. Roll shot off the top. Pushed up by Ashby. Set out to our opposite side, Andrea. Unfortunately, sends it a little long. Point Adrenaline. Libero re-enter in for Sydney in the back row. 10-4 Adrenaline here in the second set. Oh, that'll send a service there. Point Gamma. Okay. I'm going to fetch the ball back here. All right, ball returned to court. That'll put Maggie on the line for Kairos. Strong cross court, shank off the back row defender for an ace. Maggie looking to spark a run here for Gamma. So nice, she did it twice. Same defender, this time able to set up their opposite side off the Gamma block for a point as it sails off the opposite side out of play. Jade receives a serve, passes it. Maggie. Maggie sets up Jade again into the block. Adrenaline able to re-bring it up. Jade says, I'm not done. I got you solo here. Takes on the big outside hitter from Adrenaline and returns one to Cinder. That'll switch out Andrea and Molly as Molly comes back. The serve, sends it away. Adrenaline running, sends over a free ball. Molly takes it right to Maggie. Maggie quick to the middle for Harper, and down she goes. Kill Harper. Assist Maggie. That'll bring the score a little closer. 15-14. Gamma still down by one, holding serve. Molly sends it off and away. Middle set, off a good block by Harper, up and by Addie. That'll set over our opposite side, Ashby, with a swing and an ace down the opposite baseline. Ooh, Molly with the strong ace out of the good. That's going to lead into a quick timeout as I do a score adjustment here. Current score is 16-15 Gamma. Timeout Adrenaline. Fast and Furious here, girls. Please do not feel offended with the stats. They're probably plus or minus 2 after each game. Gamma goes ahead and break the timeout after a quick little pep talk. Bring Molly back to the service line. Gamma now holds the lead, 16-15. Popped up, set out to the opposite side. Strong kill out of Adrenaline for the point. Tying the match up, 16-16. Addie with the serve received to Maggie. Maggie out to the opposite here for Ashby. Sending Adrenaline running. Adrenaline sends over a free ball. Addie picks it up, sends it over to Maggie. Maggie sets middle, and Harper unfortunately kind of overshoots it with a jump. Unable to get it over. Point Adrenaline. Adrenaline claws out the lead again. Addie with the serve, helped out by Ashby. Not to be sent over. Pushed back by Maggie. A right side swing out of Adrenaline. Unable to be dug by Gamma. Throws a hand out, Maggie does. Sends it long deep. Point Adrenaline. Ashby sets it quickly to Maggie. Maggie back to Ashby into the block, then re-catches herself. Addison sends it over in the second back corner, giving the tip. Dug by Maggie from Adrenaline. Ashby comes in and dumps one right into the campfire for a kill. That'll send Addie back to the service line as Sydney goes in for Harper. Lefty sends it away. Opposite side set off the Gamma block and out for a point Adrenaline. That'll bring it 19-17 Adrenaline, holding serve. Gamma looking to turn one on here at the end and swipe the carpet from underneath Adrenaline. Addie sets it over. Maggie tracks it down, sets it up to the opposite. Sydney sends it over to the tip. Adrenaline keeps it on the right side for them. Tip. And unfortunately, too many hands tapping around. Sends it out of bounds. Adrenaline 20. That'll lead to a Kairos timeout. 20-17. Adrenaline holding the lead here in the second set. Gamma crowd trying to pump up the girls here. Get them just going for the last couple points. Adrenaline will start this point serving. Jade up to Maggie. Maggie kind of gets it tossed way up in the air and sails out of bounds on the Adrenaline side. Point Adrenaline. 21-17. Gamma trailing. Molly sets it up to Maggie. Maggie sets it up to the opposite for Sydney. Hard swing, dug up. Set up to the opposite side for Adrenaline. Up by Maggie. Set up by Addie to the right side here. Jade with a strong swing into the block and down for the point Gamma. That'll bring Riley back to serve for Jade. Every point getting in peril for Gamma here. Set up on the right side. Dig out of Riley. Set up. Middle swing. Opposite side. Tip. Unable to be dug up by Gamma. Point Adrenaline. Gamma needed to kind of start stealing some points here. Get on a little bit of a run. That little underserve, unable to be recognized out of Gamma. That'll lead to an ace for Adrenaline, 23-18. Molly sets it up over to Riley. Riley sets it up to Ashby on the right side. Ashby throws it over to the lefty. The right side swing out of Adrenaline finds the floor. That'll bring the score 24-18 Adrenaline. Gamma gonna need to pull a magic trick here. Molly takes the serve over to Riley. Riley sets up the middle. Block set back, dug up by Ashby. Over one in the net by Adrenaline will give the point to Gamma. That'll bring Ashby back to the line and Andrea back into the front row for Molly. Gamma need to go on a tear here. Starts with a set. Nice little ace out of Ashby here as they shoot it over and able to connect with a second is Adrenaline. Ashby again with a diving serve. Gamma gets a free ball here, up from Addie, out to the right side. Maggie takes a swing into the middle. Adrenaline running all over, still sets up that opposite side. Addison diving in and keeping it. Ends up at a one-on-one in the middle, and Sydney unable to send it back. That'll lead to a point and set for Adrenaline. Adrenaline will win that second set. That'll bring us to the tie-breaking third set. Remember, that was going to be a race to 15 out of the two teams. Gamma will march out. Jade, Harper, and Andrea in the front row. Ashby, Sydney, Maggie in the back row. Both teams will do a flip to see who serves. I do not know who won based on the reaction. So when I know, you will know who will serve first. Adrenaline marching out their participants. The R2 go ahead and do some quick fact checking of the girls being in their positions. We'll get underway here in about 30 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our libero's in. Looks like Adrenaline won the toss, and they will go ahead and start this race to 15 third set. Jade sets up to Maggie. Maggie resets the opposite side. Jade with a kill. That'll bring Molly back to the service line as she substitutes in for Andrea in the back row. Good start serve. Adrenaline with the free ball taken by Addie up to Maggie, who sets up our right side. Jade with another strong swing and kill off the defender. Great 1-2 here. Maggie, another strong serve. Indecision by the back row defender causes the ace. Quick 3-0 lead out of Gamma here again in that race to 15. Gamma looking to keep up the pressure here. Got to keep it up. Molly surveys, throws up a short one, which is overpassed. Gamma sets it up by Addie, over to our right side. Jade makes something out of nothing here. Ashby gets an overpass and sends it right back to the back corner for a point. We'll go ahead and call that a push kill. We're going to make it a Gamma thing because Gamma likes to get in their push fits, but at times can be very precision orientated with them. Has jumped out too. The strategy for set 3 is try to be the first to 5, try to be the first to 10, and then finally that first to 15 up by 4, Adrenaline 0. Molly on the line for Gamma. Unfortunately, the timeout works there. Service right into the net. Point Adrenaline. Gamma looking to minimize. Get this point right back. Addie up to Maggie. Maggie out to the opposite side. Ashby with a roll shot. Dug up. Little fight, little handball, sent over to the opposite side. Ashby sends over a free ball. Adrenaline keeps sending it over. A lot of hand fighting here up at the net. Ball's going to eventually land out off the block of Gamma. Point Adrenaline. Addie bumps up to Maggie. Maggie quit in the middle for Jade, who takes it off the left side of the middle block, down for a kill. That'll bring Addie back to the service line for Harper. Sydney will bring some height into the front row now. Lefty with a knuckling one. Adrenaline do all they can to get it back. Set up on the right side. Feeding that hot hand to Jade here. Jade with another kill. Great assist out of Maggie. That'll jump the lead up to 6-2 Gamma. That'll lead our lefty on the bait on the service line. Opposite side. Easy swing. Maggie out to our opposite side. Ashby sends one over. Adrenaline sends over a standing shot. Up. Maggie sets our opposite side. Ashby with a throwdown, but right into the defender. Middle, quick rug up by hands on Ashby. Sends over the push. Opposite side for Adrenaline. Finds the swing in the net. Point Gamma. 7-2 in this feverish third set here in the Kansas City Convention Center for Gamma at the Show Me qualifier. Almost fancy footwork out of Sydney. Gamma unable to corral it and get it over. Point Adrenaline. Sets up Sydney with a strong opposite side swing. Duggan sent back over, back to the opposite. Ashby sings it, sends it over in a push to the back corner. Adrenaline sets up their opposite. High roll shot that's going to sail long. Point Gamma. Gamma trying to work some precision with the push shots from time to time here. Riley steps in for the hot hand Jade for the serve, right down the right-hand line. Kiddos break. We are ready to go. Riley at the service line. Score is 9-3 Gamma. Off we go. Adrenaline setting up their right side with a tip. Off the block and down. Unable to cover as Gamma. Point Adrenaline. Gamma just going to try and trade some points here and close out the set. We'll see if they can do it. Adrenaline helping them out big time, getting to that huge number of 10 with a serve straight in the net. That'll put Ashby Brewer on the line. Molly and Andrea will switch positions. Pushover from Adrenaline, set into the middle. Hard swing out of Sydney in the middle, off the block and down for a point. Ashby quick serve, set way out to the opposite side, swing. Addie dives in there, sets it up. Riley off to the opposite, off for Andrea. Adrenaline able to keep it up. Big 24 getting, Ashby throws a big ol' arm out, gets it, taps it up. Gamma able to get it over. Right side set up. Oh, highlight there by Addison. And quick hands by Maggie. Oh, an attempted dig out of a strong opposite side swing from Adrenaline. Cannot be had. Point Adrenaline. This back row Gamma is getting after it. Let's highlight Addie Bastion, all she's doing. Addie puts it up to Riley. Riley bumps set to our right side. Sydney tips it over. Adrenaline trying to push the back corner, but Ashby's got that track. Set up into the middle. Unfortunately long from the swing out of Sydney. Giving Adrenaline their 6 point. Gamma's got to try and get this point, get it back. Andrea hits it straight up. Riley's got a bump set up to the right side, off the block. They got it. Pushes it back, Sydney does, for one of those Gamma push kills. That'll put the scoreboard reading 12-6 Gamma. Sydney will come back to the service line. Harper will go in. Front row. Gamma's got it up, sets it up to the right side. Maggie runs in for a push to the back corner. Adrenaline sets up their opposite side. Great dig out of Sydney. Back row. Looks like we're going to get a swing and a touch point. Possibly to Gamma. R2 and R1 are going to talk about it. We're going to leave that point Gamma, and I apologize for whoever's not going to get the point or the kill on that one. Strong serve out of Sydney to the back row. Opposite set. Roll shot off a block and down for Adrenaline point. 13-7 Gamma. 2 more left here for the ultimate 15. Addie will check in for the libero back row spot. Her and Sydney switch places. Ashby up to Riley. Riley out to the opposite Harper. Harper roll shot. Opposite setup. Strong swing out of that. Catches the line for Adrenaline out of their opposite swing. (13-8) here. Gamma just looking to try to sneak out 2 points. They've got a little bit of a cushion, but you don't want to play with teams. Adrenaline, momentum's a real thing here. Harper sends it up. Maggie helps him out. Back to Harper. Harper standing roll shot. Back row attack into the net from Adrenaline. Point Gamma. That'll put them on the hill here. One more. Maggie Lagner back to the line. Looking to close this out. Hopefully a little drama fireworks with an ace. Sends it over. Adrenaline gets it, and yep, I called it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be an ace to end the match. Set 3. We'll go there. We will end the game, meaning that ends Gamma's day 2 at 2 wins, 1 loss. Very gameful matches. 2 3-setters come out on top of one. Close loss for the other one. The other one, they took care of business. 2-0, 2-0. Or I apologize. Yep, they were taking care 2-0. They won both matches. They went to 3 sets. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, please pay attention to that Facebook page. We will get you updated on times for Sunday, bracket day. When we play, win and move on, or lose and ref and start the arduous trip all the way back home.